guys. I didn't turn my lights on. Hold on, I gotta turn my lights on. Hello, everybody. How could I forget my lights? How's it going, everybody? Oh, I hope that everybody has had a great day. It's like windy and a little chilly here. Chilly for Vegas, not chilly with what many of you are dealing with, but oh, Lord, we're going to talk about MLM coaches. That's how I feel about that. How about that Iowa LSU game? Listen, can we talk about it? Brittany Wagner, can we talk about it? Okay. LSU showed up and they played hard and they deserved the win and they controlled the game the entire time. And incredible game. Very, very, very excited for them. Yeah, it was a great game. Let's see what else we've got. Oh no, Tanya, I'm sorry to hear that. Got myself some blueberry matcha to enjoy. I'm ready. Yeah, very proud of LSU. They played such an incredible game. By the way, one of my favorite places is New Orleans. So yeah, I see some LSU fans. And Kim, I wondered. Kim on the go, I wondered. I was like, wait, she's from Louisiana. I knew you were. How hype are you for, oh, I pinned the wrong comment. Come visit. I would love to. But I don't want to do like the touristy stuff. I want to do like the local stuff. You know what I'm talking about, you know. There was a comment. Okay. How hype are you for Caitlin Clark to enter the WNBA in a few years? I'm very excited. However, I do feel like I want to talk about something real quick because I've seen some videos where people are coming after Angel Reese for, let me back up. You talk a lot of crap in basketball. It's part of the culture. It's what you do. And I'm noticing from specific videos that they are calling Angel Reese classless when Caitlin Clark literally was doing the same thing, and they're not holding her to that same standard. And I think that that's terrible. I think that they both were doing the same thing. It's part of basketball. And, you know, they're in the NCAA tournament and it's a really big deal. And the competitive nature of it is huge. So no, I don't think Angel Reese was classless in what she did in taunting Caitlin, because Caitlin just did the same thing to Raven from South Carolina the game prior. And so it's a part of basketball, and you can't say it's okay for one person to do it and say that it's not okay for another person to do it. Both of them were doing it. That's how I feel about that. I just wanted to use my platform to talk about that. It's very clear why it's okay for one person to do it and the other not, and that's not okay. So I just wanted to say that. Yeah. There's a lot of emotions. I can't even imagine playing on that level. I can't imagine the feelings, the just all of it. It's just a part of it, you know? So anyways, yeah, definitely a double standard. Yeah. Wait, what happened? I just need a distraction. I hope you're okay, Tanya. I'm scrolling back. Oh, I love this. Also, I have been to Baton Rouge. That was actually my first, it was actually my first MLM training was in Baton Rouge, which was where the owner of Summer Parties lived. We'll say lived. Anyways, yeah. Okay, today, if you have not already liked the video, please like the video, and of course, drop your commentary. Okay, I know I said I was done talking about this, but Jasmine, ma'am, you sure did. You sure did. Yeah, that was incredible to see. All the points off the bench from LSU was incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Okay. Today, We have an MLM coach. It's actually a dual live, and I have watched it. I don't want to get ahead of myself. It is John Melton and Brian Fryer. Brian Fryer is an MLM coach, and I don't think he's really talked about a whole lot that I have seen. So if you're a content creator, this is somebody you may want to cover. And yeah, I scrolled back to basketball. Sorry, guys. Very easy for me to do. But I think that definitely we need to talk about it. And the thing that cracks me up about this before we get into this is the fact that they're doing this training publicly and telling people how they are trying to attract people from groups on Facebook. So anybody that they have connected with from whatever Facebook group is going to go, oh, so you're just friends with me because you're trying to sell me something or recruit. Ridiculous. So get ready for it. Get your commentary ready, friends. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Actually, I need to put this in my stories real quick, and then we'll play the video. I think the video is only like 35 minutes long or something like that. So everybody smile beautifully. Just kidding. I mean, do it anyways, but you know, they can't see you. They see me, but I see you. All right. So I'm going to play the video. Yeah, say cheese and lick the stream. At the beginning, I think there's a large spike in the volume, so brace yourselves. And yeah.
This is not common to go live on time, but here we are, Money Monday, baby. Let's go. Listen, if you are excited to hear from the man, the myth, the legend, my friend, Mr. Coach Fryer, Brian Fryer, let us know in the comments because we're excited. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions real quick, y'all. For those of you tuning in, watching the replay, drop replay in the comments.
Also, there is an echo when John speaks for the first few minutes. Unfortunate pause that I will not apologize for. So just wanted to let you guys know that.
Comments, let me know when and where you're watching the replay as our live viewers are hopping on. We are live in like 6 or 7 different places right now, different Facebook groups, pages, YouTube, all the places. And we'll be repurposing this, of course, for our podcast. So I'm really excited to have Coach Fryer on.
So you're just going to take the sound, the audio from this and upload it to a podcast. I don't really think that I would consider that a podcast. Like that's each platform speaks kind of a different language. So when you take the audio from a Facebook Live and then you're uploading it to a podcast and people are hearing you, hey, drop a whatever, and you're trying to gain interaction and asking people to comment certain things on a podcast, it's a little weird.
Before I introduce him, I want to ask those of you that are hopping on early or watching the replay, do you ever struggle with like what to do every day? Or you get caught in the scroll hole? Like you look at your time spent on social media and it's like hours and hours and hours every single week. And you're like, what am I doing? Like, what am I actually doing to move my business forward? What is John doing differently? What's Coach Fryer doing that's different? What
is John doing different? I don't know. Could it be allegedly, of course, I'm not stating this as a fact. Could it be allegedly that he uses bridge contracts to bring in teams and leaders? Huh. No, that couldn't be right.
These other top earners doing because I'm not getting attention. I'm not generating leads, followers, sales. I'm wasting time. And I feel like there's got to be a better way for me to be more efficient, more effective, create better results. If that's you, if any of us can relate to this conversation where you're like, I don't know what to post, or I feel like I'm posting too much or not enough, or I'm just wasting my time on social, this is the conversation for you. And I promise you, we will keep it generic. So it does not matter which company you represent, what products you're selling. It will be valuable for anyone and everyone that wants to leverage social media to generate leads and build an online business. Okay. And
I love when he says stuff like that. You know, this is an industry generic training. Don't worry. Because what he does is he funnels them into his coaching group. They find out he's with Modair. So he may not be trying to recruit necessarily on the front end, but he's using all of this, in my opinion, as a funnel, which is what we see a lot of MLM coaches do. You'll see some people are like a social media coach or something along those lines. And then in their links, you're like, wait, you're with Modair or you're with this MLM company, and it's not necessarily disclosed. And I think that it's shady.
if you don't know, Coach Fryer is a mentor, a leader. You know, he's gone out there and retired from network marketing. So he's not associated or aligned with any company. He just does training, coaching, speaking. And we were just in Bora Bora having an...
He's just an MLM coach. Oh, this pause though. He's just an MLM coach. Let's talk about that. In my opinion, an MLM coach is somebody that is preying on a demographic of people that are already statistically not making money or losing money. In fact, 99.7% of people in multi-level marketing are not making any money or losing money, according to the FTC. So then you have people like Brian Fryer or John Melton and Nadia Melton that are MLM coaches, and John and Nadia are in Modair. And so they are, in my opinion, preying on people that are already not making money. They are people that are so frustrated and they're trying to get it to work. So they think that they need to have an MLM coach. And while many of these people do put out free content, they also have paid things that is how they make money. And so you have these people not making any money, and they're like, okay, we're going to get a coach and we're going to get a mentor and we're going to make this work. And they're paying people like these two in order to help them on social media. But from what I have seen, these are the same strategies from 2016 and 2017 when I was a part of John Melton's team. Nothing really has changed other than maybe some little features on Facebook. So I find this really fascinating.
Absolute blast. My wife and I, he brought his wife, right? We were out there at Rob Sperry for his mastermind.
Oh,
it was
Rob
an
Sperry.
absolute epic, magical experience to go to Bora Bora. I would highly recommend putting that on your vision board if you don't have it. But it was also a mastermind. So Brian did this awesome training, and I thought it was really helpful because he gave you structure. He gave everybody there. And these are 6- and 7-figure earners in various network marketing companies. And he had a
6- and 7-figure earners. Wouldn't you love to see the profit and loss statements that they have or don't have? They have this thing with 6- and 7-figure earners being kind of the end all be all of multi-level marketing or network marketing as they call it. But show me the profit and loss, because that's gross. That's not net. It doesn't include any expenses, product costs, event costs, things like this mastermind that they're talking about. Oh,
really great structure of how to leverage Facebook, how to leverage social media and be more efficient, more effective, and more intentional with the time that you have. So, Brian, what's up, brother? Excited to have you on today.
Man, I'm excited to be here. Appreciate you having me, John.
Brian's real loud on this. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry, you guys. He like yells into this thing.
Dude, it was so fun hanging with you and Nadia. Literally across the world. I don't know. We calculated, I think it was like 22, 24 hours of traveling. We just so happened to be on the same flight with you guys out there and back. So we got some extra time to hang with you guys. And I just want to say how grateful Danny and I are for you and Nadia and all you guys do for the profession, and continue to serve, show up, lead by example. You and I both know that our minds think alike when it comes to building online. We share so many similarities, and so such an easy conversation anytime you and I get together. So I'm honored to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's so many people right now that they want to get better, right? The top earners are just better at the basics, right? They've mastered the mundane. They know how to show up on social. They know how to have conversations. And, you know, the thing that's tough about social media is there's so many opinions and there's so many platforms and there's so many strategies within each platform. So again, I love how you simplify things and you're always testing and tweaking yourself for your own brand.
DC, if they're so similar, then what value is he going to bring to John's audience? And later on in this video, I love this comment, DC. If you guys aren't following her, you should. You should subscribe to her channel and all of that stuff. Also, this is hilarious. I swear this Brian guy sold me a used car back in Colorado Springs. Maybe he did. I can't. But anyways, later on in this video, they start talking about how, listen, go live with people because you introduce your audience to them. They introduce their audience to you. And it's kind of like, well, if you guys are MLM coaches, like follow me here real quick. If they're MLM coaches, John is also building in Modere. If they're MLM coaches, then the people that are following them clearly are all going to be in multi-level marketing. So they're just trying to recruit from one another. Like Brian's trying to recruit people, not recruit in the sense of like recruiting into an MLM, but hey, here's an MLM coach. Do you not think for 1 second John Melton is going to recruit from Brian's audience? It's like, I don't know what the phrase is, but it's fascinating to me that they think this is a great strategy.
Your own business, but then at the same time, you're coaching and mentoring companies. So you get to see what's working best. So really excited for them to hear about GNC and some of the different, tactics and strategies. And I think it's going to be really helpful for those of you that you're just like, listen, I need to do a better job. I need to do a better job being intentional, not, wasting time in the scroll hole and knowing exactly how to show up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So let's get into it, brother. Excited to have you on.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'll dig right in and we can ping pong back and forth. I know you've got some amazing ideas aligned with the formula that I shared. So I just want to encourage for those who are tuning in live or replay, share this out, get this out. Like this is going to be groundbreaking for you, for your
Brian. Groundbreaking? The same kind of strategies from 2016, 2017, you think are groundbreaking? Are you also going to sell a course with this groundbreaking information? I bet you are. Oh, Lord, this is going to be good. Also, scroll hole, cringe. We don't like that. Not one bit.
Your teammates. I'm all about simplification, taking things that are confusing to you, overwhelming, got you just like spending 8 hours a day on social media, not getting any results. I want to simplify everything for you in the next 15, 18 minutes that we have here.
I want to simplify everything for you. Recruit a lot of people.
Together. So as John shared, I want to just touch a little bit on something I created about 1.5 years ago, John. And actually the last 3 keynotes I've done for big companies, I actually shared this strategy. People are blowing their ever-loving minds. And so we're going to give them the sneak peek of what this is about. So GNC, no, we're not talking about the vitamin supplement store. Some of you guys are like, oh yeah, I go to GNC. I get my pre-workout.
Hey, John, it's really not that funny, my guy. Ugh.
Workout there. I get this there. We're not talking about GNC that. So for those taking notes, GNC stands for growth, nurture, and conversion. So let's start with the G, right? I feel, John, that this formula is going to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
It's going to stand the test of time no matter what, additions come to social media, no matter how much bigger it gets, whatever. If you're someone who wants to build online, GNC is going to be here until the end. Okay. And here's why I believe this, because you're always going to need to have a growth strategy, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on TikTok, whatever it is, you need to find ways to grow, get in front of new people, new eyeballs, new friends, new followers. Okay. And so let's start with that. So G stands for growth, right? Okay. My question for all those tuning in, what is your platform of choice right now? That's question number 1. And question number 2.
Guys, they're going to say that Facebook is the best platform out there. I want to prepare you guys for it. I know there's going to be some strong feelings about it. Just, yeah. Also, Lucy says G is for grift. We love that.
2, what is your personal growth strategy on that platform? John, I ask a lot of people this. Most people don't have one.
Yeah.
You
Like,
see,
I don't know.
you see the same thing? They're like, well, I'm doing, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing all these things. So they don't actually have something specific, right? It's crazy. So I want to give you guys just a few ideas, okay? No matter which platform you're on, as far as what I'm seeing, okay? Now, here's the beauty of this is you don't have to do all these things.
Right,
I'm giving you permission to not have to do.
I love how John like pinned that comment. Like he commented and then like featured it. GNC, growth, nurture, and conversion with the like 2 hands. Like, yeah. I can't.
37 different things. Focus on what avenue you feel most confident in. Let's talk about a few ideas, okay? So let's talk about, for those who are on Facebook. If you love Facebook, say Facebook in the comments, okay? Some of the best growth strategies on Facebook right now. Number 1, obviously Reels, right? John, I was sharing in Bora Bora with you guys that one of our guys literally did TikTok, crushed it, just didn't resonate. Tried Instagram, crushed it.
You know why it didn't resonate? Because of the large quantity of Gen Z, excuse me, that are on TikTok and are not going to fall for your shenanigans. So sure, it reached a large audience, but I bet you didn't convert a whole lot because Gen Z is like, no, we are not. Okay, this is our platform, which I love. I love that.
Just didn't resonate. Started leveraging Facebook Reels, smashing it. 135 million views in the last 12 months. Like, just, it's ridiculous.
And I wonder what the demographic differences are with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I just wonder if maybe that has something to do with it.
Right? You want to talk about a growth strategy, getting in front of new eyeballs? Very, very powerful. So obviously Facebook Reels, super powerful. Facebook groups is in my opinion, John, is probably the most overlooked strategy on Facebook, that you can literally have 0 friends, 0 followers, go implement a Facebook group strategy. We'll touch on it in just a second. And literally,
Brian, I know you are not saying with your whole chest for people to join Facebook groups to bait and switch their new friends. I know that's not what you're saying. I mean, I have watched this, but come on, Brian. Oh,
get in front of new people every single day very, very quickly.
Yep.
Super simple. 2 more quick ones, John. Then I'm going to pass it to you. Give your thoughts on some of these growth strategies, okay? The third on Facebook is doing interviews, John, just like this.
Yep.
If you're watching this video, you love the Meltons. You see him go live literally 3 to 5 times a week. Many times is with a different person. Here we are.
Yep.
Right? Why is this such a powerful growth?
and why does John go live with different people? Well, because he wants your audience, because that's part of the strategy. So they're saying their strategy online on a live video as people are watching from both of their pages. To me, it's giving, hey, we're in the people business. Yeah, you're in the people business in multi-level marketing, recruiting. Yeah, it's so weird to me. And then, like, think about this. Let's say that somebody decides to join their team, and then they get into the training and they see that the training is how they were duped into an MLM. And they realize, oh, all these conversations that were had, or scripts or whatever, that they didn't know were scripts. All of that was not authentic. How must they feel? I can't feel good, you know?
Strategy. We believe collaboration is greater than competition. This is a perfect storm, right?
collaboration is better than competition. Multi-level marketing is nothing but competition. You're recruiting your own competition.
My audience is getting notified that I'm live with John. So I'm being exposed to John's audience. And then now I'm sharing this in my groups on my wall, and everyone's getting exposed to John. It's a perfect collaboration, right? Cross-pollination.
I don't know that I would call it collaboration. I'm not sure what I would call it, but I don't know that I would call it collaboration.
Pollination, if you will. Okay. So interviews.
Cross-pollination.
Last but not least, powerful growth strategy or posts. John, you shared in Bora Bora. You've got like just a library full of content, man. Some of your best quotes, some of your best sayings,
Oh God, his quotes.
right, that you just repurpose over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Why reinvent the wheel? You've got 35, 50, 100 different, posts that you're repurposing every 3, 6, 9, 12 months that are getting 10, 20, 50, 100 shares, lots of comments. That's free exposure, man. So these are my top 4 growth strategies. I'll kick it to you, buddy. I know you got lots of thoughts on some of these.
No, I love it. And it's funny because, Facebook is still today the biggest, baddest, most amazing platform for those of us that are in network marketing, direct sales, MLM, whatever, social retail, right? Like it's.
Well, at least he called it MLM. At least he addressed it as that. I mean, everything else too. And I wonder if Facebook is the largest platform because it's been around the longest. Could that be? I don't know.
Still is the King Kong. And look, TikTok might get shut down in the US. Who knows? Who cares?
He made me snort. I don't know if you guys got it. It's the King Kong of social media. That's what he said. I cannot.
At the end of the day, it's a platform that's only been here for a short while, right? Instagram's a good one too. I think Instagram's, but still Facebook, it's got the groups, it's got Facebook Live, you could do group chats and ATM and all the things. Like Facebook is still, in my opinion, especially now that it has reels and stories, right? It has everything you need to grow your following. And then on the back end, it's so easy to connect with people. It's not easy to connect with, a new subscriber on YouTube. It's not easy to.
Actually, it is. And you know why? I don't have to message every single new subscriber because I'm not trying to sell them an overpriced MLM product. So when people subscribe, they just get to enjoy the content. If they want to interact on a video, they can. If they want to message me on Instagram, they can. Shout out to you guys. Y'all are amazing.
Connect with someone on TikTok. It's so easy to connect with people on Facebook. Sure, there's Facebook jail, and I know there's some issues with Facebook. There are no perfect platforms, but still, to me, 100%, I agree with everything you said. It's the King Kong. Groups, super overlooked, and I love your group strategy. So those of you that are on right now, I would share the heck out of this, smash the heart button, because that group strategy he's got is fantastic.
Yeah, it's super powerful. So I want to give you guys just a quick sneak peek on that real quick. Just because most people, John, they're like, okay, I started my own.
Brian, why are you screaming? Calm down.
Group, and I'm like, no, that's not what we're talking about here. And they're like, oh, okay, I know what you're going to talk about. Join interest groups. Got it. Yeah. I do lots of that. But here's the issue, John. You and I both know. Most people who are watching this video today, they're in too many groups to count. Yeah. And here's the bad news, is they are just.
Speaking of groups, I remember attending an Eric Worre training, and there was a lady, her name is Angel Fletcher. Have you guys heard that name? Let me know in the comments if you have. Oh my God, this comment, Jen, I will get to that. She actually kind of used this strategy that Brian is talking about that he invented, where she would join groups for specific areas that she was traveling to. And then she would ask questions in the group, which is one of the main things that Brian's going to talk about here. And she would say, well, where's the best restaurants, or where should I get my nails done, or something along those lines. And then she would create these fake friendships. So she would end up sending friend requests. They would talk about it. And then they would see on her page that she was selling whatever. I don't remember what MLM she's in or was in at the time. I'm not sure. It's fake. It's a bait and switch. So you can assign whatever acronym, you can use different words. It is the same strategy where you're in a group for some other interest. Maybe there's a group for Diet Dr. Pepper lovers. Okay, I'll use that as an example. You join the group, you're like, hey, I love Diet Dr. Pepper. Have you guys tried the cream soda one? You know, and then people start interacting. You send them a friend request, and then you're selling them your thing, whatever that is, on your Facebook page. So you're not necessarily cold messaging them. You're building fake friendships off of the Facebook group. That's the same strategy that they're talking about. And I don't even remember what year that was. I went to my first Eric Worre event in like 2016. So the timelines kind of match up, don't they? Also, this comment, Jen, I cannot. Thank you for the super chat too. Guarantee John has an Ed Hardy shirt in his closet. You know he does. Or those button-up shirts with like the tribal print on it. You know he does. I cannot.
Another number inside these groups, because I always go back to this. They are choosing to consume rather than contribute. I'm going to share the quick story, John, that I shared in Bora Bora with your folks here today. I shared it simply like this. Imagine going to your next big corporate function, right? Your next big corporate event, right? Imagine 5,000-10,000 people in the big arena, whatever it is. Okay. And I want to ask all of you who are watching live or the replay. Okay. If you go to your next corporate function, there's 10,000 people in the room, you sit your butt down in the back row. How many people are going to know who you are?
Why do people that are in the same company need to know who you are? I feel like this is a false equivalence fallacy, what he's setting up. He's basically trying to say, you need to get more eyeballs on you. And the way that you do that is X, Y, and Z. That's essentially what this example is about. It's like this fancy false equivalence word salad and like, hey, this is why you need to use this or that. This is why you needed to use G and C so that you can get in front of more people. Brian, this has been talked about for, what is it, 6-7 years. This is nothing new. You're just trying to use different words to make it seem like it's new. It's not new.
Go ahead. You guys can comment. You can comment.
Brian is on the right in the white hat. John Melton is on the left. Wait, Makai is killing me? Why? What happened? Oh. You guys have some awesome. Okay, first of all, I didn't know that there's a strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. I'm going to need to try that. Absolutely. Somebody said, hey, I like Ed Hardy. No judgments here. No judgments here.
Nobody. Well, maybe your sponsor. Maybe they wave to you. Hey, okay, cool. And then you're shy and you go sit in the back seat, right? You're like, okay, nobody knows me. I'm a nobody. I'm new. Why do I say this? Because that was me. Like,
so what? Like, why? If you're in a room with people that do the exact same thing as you do in a multi-level marketing company, the only reason that you want, in my opinion, people to know you is for your ego. That's it. What are these people that are already in your company going to do for you? Nothing. Maybe post you on social media. Maybe you can interview one another that are in the same company so that you can prey on one another's followers. It makes no sense. This popularity contest thing that happens in multi-level marketing companies, like, look at me, you know, I'm this celebrity within the company. And it's like, outside of the company, nobody knows who these people are. It's so weird to me.
13 years ago, right? I was that person, 10,000 people back in the room. Nobody knew who I was. Okay. The flip side, fast forward a couple of years, right? Next thing you know, I'm on the stage speaking in front of the 10,000 people in that arena. Yes. And
the only reason that that's important is so that you can prey on their followers when they post a picture of you and tag you in it and say, look at this guy had blah, 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 did whatever. That's the only reason.
Guess who knew me at that point? Guess who would know you if you were up on that stage given the microphone to speak? every single person in that room would now know who you are.
So
I use that analogy with Facebook groups. There are those who are just consuming and those who are contributing.
that's not a good analogy, because that mindset, that strategy mindset, good Lord, that mindset, that strategy that he's using, where he's saying you're either consuming or you're sharing. I can't remember exactly how he worded it. So what does that say about you speaking in front of people that are a part of the same company? You're trying to prey on their audience. Come on. They're saying the quiet parts out loud. I cannot. Yeah. And we're still on G.
So you might be in an interest group, but if you don't have an actual plan to contribute, to get exposure, awareness, visibility, eyeballs, establish some credibility, right? It's worthless.
Right.
It's worthless. So I encourage, John, real quick, I encourage making a couple of posts in there every single week. Okay. If I was you guys, maybe like on a Tuesday, I would suggest, hey, make a value-driven post, right? Make a value-driven post. If let's say you're in a gardening group, right? John likes to garden, right? John, you like to garden.
Oh, love it.
Loves gardening, right? So every Tuesday, John's going to go.
Ew. I don't like that.
On that group, and he's going to share a value-driven tip, story, knowledge, something, right, about gardening. Very, very simple, okay? And then every Thursday, he's going to go on there and just ask a simple question, right? Hey, like, what gardening shovel do you recommend? What fertilizer do you recommend? What, we want to grow XYZ vegetables. What do you recommend, right? Simple, right? Why is it?
And why? Why does he want people to ask a question on Thursdays? So that the people that interact, he can become friends with all throughout the weekend. He's using that post as a funnel within the group to become friends so that he can bait and switch these new friends on Facebook to pitch his opportunity in a gardening group. If that's not a bait and switch, I don't know what is. And we see it all the time. We see it with people that have challenges around infertility. We see it with people that have challenges with PCOS. Those are like two really big ones. Weight loss, of course. We see groups and depending on what company these people are a part of, they join these groups to prey on these people within the groups. It's disgusting. It's really vile. And then when you add in the statistics and data for each of these companies, the MLM companies, it's really gross. That's why you see these super vulnerable posts, especially with PCOS, infertility, sobriety is a really big one. The recovery community, those are really, really big ones. You'll even see coaches, like sobriety coaches, and then you visit their links and they're in an MLM. So they're using sobriety on whatever platform as or people that are on their sobriety journey kind of thing. I might be wording that kind of weird, so please correct me in the comments if I'm not using the right terminology for that. And they're using that as a funnel to bait and switch people into their MLM. It's really disgusting.
It's important, John. Little pop quiz, see if you remember. Why should we post questions on a Thursday?
No, it was great. I love it because if you ask a question on a Thursday, it'll most likely last throughout the entire weekend. You'll be at the top of the feed in that group because a lot of people aren't posting in the group. And people keep answering and it keeps popping back up. It's so smart. I love it.
It's crazy. It's gangster. It's like, no, and again, remember the group, I don't care if there's, 200 people in the group, 500, 1,000, 10,000, doesn't matter how many people are in the group. What you want is a group that's interactive. There's already people talking, there's conversations. Typically, a lot of you right now are in a group of let's say you're in a group of 5,000 people. You could probably count on one hand the people who actually are posting in there.
Right.
Think about this. People start groups for community, whether it is a gardening group, a painting group, a fur baby group, a parenting group, sports, hiking, different things like that. People join those groups because they're looking for a community that also enjoys the same things. So you have somebody in an MLM that likes or says that they like these things, they start working the group. I don't know how else to word that. You join the group, you start asking questions, you start interacting, you start, answering questions, commenting on other people's stuff, and then you start these conversations. And the whole point is to try and gain friends, because when you're friends with that person from the group, it's a new lead. It's somebody new, and then maybe you do a product live or you do a reel that talks about your opportunity, and your new friend is going to see that. It's a bait and switch. That's all this is.
So if there's 5 people posting in a 5,000 person group, you just became the 6th. I mean, you want to talk about like visibility? Hello, super powerful, right?
And everybody wants to give their opinion.
I mean,
it's perfect.
It's so simple, but you and I both know, John, the most valuable real estate is in the top of the feed. So think about being in the top of the feed for several days in a group. It's gangbusters. Okay.
Yeah. And the cool thing too is I want to point this out too. Facebook wants to grow groups. Like they want to grow these online communities, and whatever the platform is pushing and they're wanting the users, the members to do, you should do that. So Facebook groups, and again, you said it's so overlooked because a lot of us over the last 6-7 years who've been on Facebook, maybe longer, we joined a bunch of groups. And like, if you scroll through your groups, you're gonna be like, dude, I forgot I was even in these groups. I see nothing from those groups. And some of them have thousands and thousands and thousands of people that would absolutely buy your products and join your team. But no one in there knows you exist. You're doing nothing. You're not contributing. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, John. I actually asked a couple of leaders that were in that room after I broke this strategy down. I said, I looked them point blank in the face and said, how long would it take you to create a simple post on a Tuesday, a simple question, and then go interact in the group, 10 minutes on Monday, 10 minutes Wednesday, 10 minutes Friday. Yeah. They're like, oh my gosh, less than 30 minutes a week in one group. And we got people over here. If we looked at half the people that are probably going to watch this video, if we looked at their screen time, John, of how long they're on Facebook, what they, right? You and I both know it'd be probably hours.
Yes.
And a lot of people on here are probably at the end of the day not feeling accomplished, not feeling like they moved the needle forward, didn't connect with new people, didn't create content to gain more visibility. Anyways, that's the simple thought on that. I'll kick it back to you for a second. We'll finish with the N and the C.
No, I love it, man. I think it's so smart and it's so simple because it really does take very little time to interact and engage. And the one thing you said in Bora Bora that I think will be helpful for people, just choose like 1 or 2 groups. You don't need to join 5, 10, 15, 20 groups. Like literally, if you're into Disney, right? You talked about Disney, so smart. If you join a Disney group with 30,000 people, like you don't really need to be in 6, 7, 8 other Disney groups. You could just crush it in that one community, that one group. Now, people will then say, well, what does Disney have to do with my products or opportunity? The point is you're connecting with like-minded people. Maybe you're not into Disney.
Nothing, John. It has nothing to do with an MLM company, which is why a lot of the MLM or a lot of the Facebook groups have rules against self-promotion, no MLM allowed, like different things like that. You're proving my point here. It has nothing to do with the interest and everything to do with just gaining new friends with a hidden agenda and then baiting and switching them with, with the content that you put out about your company and your products. Dear Lord.
This is only for those of you that are obsessed with
also,
Disney. And I know there's some of you in here that are like
Disney
that.
Alone.
Maybe you're obsessed with
that's what my friends say.
Maybe you're obsessed with like you love your Peloton. I don't know. Maybe you're obsessed with real estate. The point is, if you're in a few groups where you can literally make friends every day, interact every day, like you actually have a plan, like Brian talked about, to engage and you're intentional, like you're going to get new friends. I'll never forget. And I use this story. A lot of you that have been following me have probably heard me tell this story a few times, but Brian, you'll love this if you've never heard of it or heard it. It was back in like 2017-ish when we first started really pushing groups and we created the ATM system and all the things. But I had this woman, she was on a Saturday call.
ATM, ad tag message, which is a big part of all of this that he's talking about. So you get the new friends from the group. And then you post curiosity things, or you post things that are super vulnerable. and you tie your product into that post or the live or whatever. And then people go, well, what is this? And oh, can I tag you in a quick video? That's where ATM comes in. So in my opinion, he doesn't have the ability to work this system, if you will, outside of Facebook, because it's the only one with groups. So in order for his ATM system that he created in 2017 or whatever, it has to only be done on Facebook. So now you guys know the strategy. So share with your friends, you know, not necessarily this video, but like warn them about the Facebook groups, because these guys are telling us exactly what they're going to do and what they're teaching their people to do and all of that stuff. And so now everybody can be aware of, hey, I'm getting a friend request from somebody that I don't know. Oh, I see that we have this group in common. You already know what's coming. Go to their profile, look in their links, see what company they're a part of, and then deny the request. Because you know they're only trying to be friends with people because they want to recruit them or they want to sell them product. That's the only reason they're even in the groups.
And she took what we spoke about on the call about getting into groups of like-minded people, especially if you have a burnt, warm market. Those of you that have a burnt, warm market, let me know in the comments. Smash the heart button if you can relate to this. But
Probably every person.
Most of us are like, yeah, that's me. My friends and family have no interest. But she was struggling with sales. She was struggling.
Imagine thinking your friends and family are a warm market. Imagine thinking that you can operate a business off of your friends and family. So many of these people in these companies are like, oh no, I don't market to my friends and family. And then you join, and the first thing they're like is they tell you is, who can you message that can be your customer? Eric Worre talks about it. Can you be my first customer? Just try the product for 30 days. I won't ever ask you again. Yeah, okay. Let alone the fact that a lot of these people that are coming from previous companies are just recruiting the same people. Hey, follow me to this next company. This company is amazing. There's better systems. The comp plan is amazing. Everybody's winning over here. And then they just bring people with them from previous companies, and they bring previous customers from previous companies. It's all a facade. It's all a facade of, this is something new. This is something exciting. We can make money here. And then it's just like, how do you say her name? Is it Shauna? And Shanna? I think it's Shauna. Shauna and Brandon Hunter that were in Elamir and now are in the Olive Tree People. Well, that doesn't sound like a cult or anything. They ran up the ranks from in Elamir. And I think they hit the top rank and then they left. They made all the money and then they left. And then they found the Olive Tree People that just opened up in the United States. They're going to run the ranks up. They're going to collect all this money, and then they're going to find the next thing. That's how this works. And the groups, why am I saying all this? Because the groups are a way for people to expand out of that, out of those same people, the same customers from previous companies. It's just preying on people. That's what this is. And it's disgusting.
With who to talk to. Nobody was responding to her curiosity posts and stuff like that. And this is, again, before stories and short form videos and all the things. So she was really into scrapbooking, joined a bunch of scrapbooking groups, 3 or 4 of them to be exact. And she started engaging every day. She's like making friends, suggesting ideas, commenting on people's stuff. And she didn't mention her product or opportunity once in any of those groups, but she got a bunch of friend requests. She said she even started connecting with friends of friends that were like suggested because she didn't know any better. And all of a sudden she gets people responding to her curiosity posts and people asking about the products.
Did I call it or did I call it?
She did over 3,000 in sales the first month doing this. And it's just such a great, because look, how many of us are like, scrapbooking's a thing? Apparently, that's something.
Ew. So first they have something to say about gardening and then scrapbooking. I don't like how that feels. Scrapbooking's a thing. Yeah, John. I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling from that. I'm sure you guys are probably like, ugh, too. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But just because you don't do something doesn't mean that other people don't enjoy that. And the fact that you're like, scrapbooking is a thing. Ugh.
She was into, so it was natural for her to talk about it and be excited about it and connect with people that were like-minded. So I just
Also
wanted to
this.
give that example because it really is as simple as that. Figuring out what are
And
you
that.
passionate about? What are you excited about? What could you talk about all day long? Join a couple groups, 1 or 2 groups, and have that.
On this comment, Aaron, you know just too much about these people, almost as if they are programmed to all be the same. Boops. Yes. Also, it's the same strategy from 2016. Yes, condescending. Thank you. That's what this feels like. This feels like, oh, you're gardening and scrapbooking. Oh, just join the groups for the people so that you can recruit them. Oh, embarrassing, John and Brian.
Plan that Brian talked about. And I promise you, you will have a whole new network of people in 3 to 6 months.
It's so crazy, man. I mean, I just see so many, struggling, and it's like, I don't want to see them struggle anymore. You don't want to see them struggle anymore. It's like we're spending 2, 3, 4, 5 hours on your wall crafting this perfect post and nobody's seeing. It's the same 200 friends you've had for the last 3 years. It's like, it's time to think outside the box, get out there, get off your dang personal wall and go meet some new folks. But
amen.
I'll wrap up the second part to the G real quick, you guys. We talked Facebook real quick, Instagram. The 2 fastest ways, as far as growth on Instagram, in my opinion, of course, Reels and interviews, again,
thank you so much for this super chat, Yvonne. I appreciate you.
Are super powerful. Instagram is cool too, John. You know this because, if you and I did an Instagram live, I go live, you jump on my live, all of your followers, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers would get notified. All it says.
This is the part I was talking about, where they talk about just collaborate, go live together, because then your followers see it, my followers see it, we introduce one another. I'm really killing the pause game tonight. I know I haven't acknowledged it, but really, really killing the pause game tonight. It's unfortunate. I can't imagine some of the pause faces that I make because I am very animated, as you all know. But yeah. Ew, I don't like this. I don't like this. Be on the lookout, friends. That's really what I should have called this. Be on the lookout for, I don't even know. I don't know what I would call it. What would you title this now that we've watched this a little bit? With the Facebook groups. Oh, stop, collaborate, and listen.
Is John Melton is now live, and they're automatically taken to my live, right? So if I'm adding value, you're adding value. They see the both of us adding value. It's like a great cross-pollination. So
collaborating is such a big deal. I love that. It's so smart.
Yeah, it's genius. Most people are not doing it, or maybe not willing to do it.
Yeah.
So,
or they don't want to reach out to someone and ask them to do an interview. It's really not that difficult. If someone's doing something inspiring to you, they have a great story, they have some value. I mean, you could interview your upline, you could interview some sideline, you could interview, one of your customers that got great results. Y'all, sometimes you just overthink this. It's crazy. It's not. And look, by the way, when we do these interviews, Brian, did you and I talk about anything before we went live?
Nothing.
No, you got on 1 minute before we went live. I got on 2 minutes before we went. There was no hey, so what do you want to talk? We're just having a conversation. Anyway, I love that. So good.
You're good. I actually just had one of our gals reach out, John. She's in the makeup beauty space, right? I know you talk about chicken list a lot sometimes. Well, I leverage this strategy with her.
For those of you that don't know, the chicken list is a list of people that you would like to have on your team that is kind of scary to message to ask them to look at the opportunity. So that's what the chicken list is. You'll hear lots of people in MLM talk about that. I'd love to have them on the team. Well, why? They either have a large following, they either are killing it in their MLM business. Large following, killing it in their MLM business, or have a large team. So of course, hey, I don't know if you're open to opportunities, and if not, that's totally cool. But if you'd like to check it out, let me know and I can send you the Zoom link. That's essentially what that is. A chicken list is somebody that you would want on the team for some reason. Maybe it's because of how they post on social media, or they're doing well on a certain platform. It's all about opportunities, not opportunities. It's all about, how do I want to word this? It's predatory. I don't know how else to word that. It's predatory. Also, thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate this super chat. These two are so out of touch and it makes me feel gross. Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, I saw a comment. So you didn't prepare. I guarantee you they talked about something. I guarantee you he said, hey, remember that conversation or that training you did in Bora Bora? We should talk about that. What was that again? Oh, it's GNC. Yeah, let's talk about that. I think it'd be cool. Let's talk about, Facebook groups, how they can utilize that. I think this is actually, I can't remember what this Facebook Live is called, but I'll look that up shortly. Also this, guys, we are collaborating. I can't. Okay, but for real. There's almost 300 people here. Do me a favor. Just click the like button real quick. Double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Okay, let's keep going.
And she reached out to a gal that she's looked up to for years in the beauty space, non-network marketing related. This gal has like 200,000 followers, right? And she reached out, used my simple script. Guess what?
I feel like John started salivating. Oh, she has 200,000 followers. Who is this person? I should go follow her. Maybe she would want a bridge contract. I'm just kidding when I say that, but could it happen? Perhaps. I don't know.
Literally doing their interview today. Like, think
No
about
way.
this. I mean, it's like so simple. Just go ask the question. So shift gears. So we talked about the G. If that was helpful, everybody put a G for gangsta. No, I mean growth in the comments.
Hey guys, if that was helpful, drop a G for grift in the comments. Okay. Whether you're watching it live here with us or you're watching the replay. All right.
G for growth. Let's talk about the N real quick. The N stands for nurture. So whether you're using Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, you now have decided, hey, I need to figure out which growth strategy I want. Okay. Next is the nurturing strategy. Okay. A couple of best nurturing strategies are live videos, of course. John, you and I would probably both agree that 5 years ago, Facebook Lives were in the growth category, right? Totally. You and I would do lives, do tens of thousands of views. Now we get hundreds, maybe a couple thousand at most. Yeah. So, but I think this is a perfect example of why.
It couldn't possibly be because people don't want to hear about your MLM. It couldn't possibly be the fact that people don't like your content. That's why they're not watching. Couldn't be that, right?
Why GNC will stand the test of time. Right? So even though lives are still amazing, they're still, in my opinion, have to do them, encourage you to do them. I think they've just shifted a little bit more for me to the nurturing. So all these new friends and followers that you're gathering, going live a couple times a week, John, 3, 4, 5 times a week, right? It's a way for you to now continue to nurture and warm them up.
Warm them up, he says, to your product or opportunity. It's almost like they've been doing the same thing for, I don't know, 6, 7 years. By the way, I have a question. It has nothing to do with this live, but I feel like maybe it's a nice little break. I'm getting ready to touch up my hair with Caracolor Conditioner. Conditioner? Yeah, conditioner. Also, I don't have an affiliate link or anything. However, Caracolor, I would love to work with y'all. Anyways, my question for you guys, let me know in the comments. Should I put teal over this or should I go with emerald green? Okay, you guys let me know. Has nothing to do with this live. Just figured we needed a break for a minute. We're about halfway through. Also this, wear your friends down until they try your MLM. Great idea. Sounds like a very stable way to build a business.
Second is in your stories.
Emerald.
Stories.
I have done my hair red. It's been a very long time. I'm laughing at a question I just saw. And maybe in the fall. I was kind of like a mahogany red prior to this. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll do like bright red. I'm not really sure. Angela says, why must you ask tough questions? Hashtag colors. A lot of emerald green. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's mixed. I put a poll up on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, if you're on Instagram and not following me, you should. I put a poll up, so I'll reveal later what the poll says. Okay, back to the video.
John, are freaking ridiculous. I know you guys leverage your stories. I feel that 99% of marketers aren't leveraging their stories the way they should. This is an opportunity, an incredible opportunity. And I don't know if you've noticed this, John, but a lot of people who like, comment on my public post or videos, it's a whole different crowd that view my stories. Have you seen something similar?
100%. There's a lot of people. You always got to think about your own behavior. There's a lot of people. I watch their stories. I see none of their posts. I'll see their stories. A lot of their stories pop up all the time. I can't remember last time I saw their posts. You know, so that really is a great point. And I think, again, people, because it's not a new shiny thing, people are starting to just like not pay as much attention to it. And they just post random things in their stories. And, you know, sometimes I guess that could work because you'll be like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that to get such a great response. But I think, again, you need to take it very seriously because you said something and you said it, but I think some people didn't catch it because it really is such a good point. It's a nurturing feature. Who cares if you get a bunch of new followers if they never see any of your stuff? They never see your Facebook lives or your posts or your interviews or your stories. So,
you know what's weird is the fact that he's talking about nurturing. And I also saw somebody say I should put a poll up. I'll figure out how to do that in a second. I haven't done that before. Remember when he was talking about gardening and he made it seem like, you know, like he was very condescending about it. But now here he is talking about nurturing. So nurturing the growth from the Facebook groups. I just find that really interesting, you know? Thanks, Natalie, for this super chat. I appreciate it. G equals gross, N equals no, and C equals come on with an eye roll. I love it.
So I think it's so important. And you got to sometimes play with the story stuff because, again, Facebook, Instagram, they put these little features in there for a reason. They want you to use the features, the polls, the questions, the filters, all the different things. So play with it, be intentional with it. And again, it doesn't have to take a lot of time.
Yeah, I think the one commonality, everyone who's tuning in, hopefully you're listening and understanding, is that like John and Nadia.
Understanding what you're talking about is not that difficult. You're trying to make it like you are the expert and you're teaching a strategy from 2016. Stop it.
Have a very specific and strategic plan for their social media. Everybody has to start somewhere. Most who are maybe watching this, they're the type of I'm just on social media. They don't have a rhyme. They don't have a reason. They don't have a plan. Yeah. How have you guys created so much success? How have we created so much success? It's with a strategic plan. And just like you guys, I like things.
Carolyn, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't stop watching your channel. The other day I made my 63-year-old dad listen to me explain all the JLW drama because I needed to rant about it in real life. Thank you so much for this. It's a lot. It is a lot. I've been getting a lot of emails that I won't talk about publicly. People expressing their feelings, offering their expertise, just different things like that. And it's a lot. Everybody is having feelings, I guess is the best way to say that, about what is going on and questioning things that they don't like. It doesn't make sense. There's holes in the story. So I appreciate that, Carolyn, for that super chat. Thank you. And I love that you had your dad listen to it. I hope he was okay with you ranting in real life. I get it. You should see some of the FaceTimes that JJ and I have. It's
simple. So,
and also, Brian, by the way, it's good to track, like pay attention, like, wow, I got a lot more views. And, you know, like make a note of it. You can make a mental note, but it's better to write it down and be like, okay, wow, I got a lot more views this day of the week or during this time or when I was.
Nancy, so if you're looking on your phone and you look at the comments at the bottom, and I'm just explaining this because the question was asked, please don't feel pressured to do anything, you know, just you being here and commenting and interacting with me is plenty. And I appreciate the support so much. If you do want to send a super chat or a super sticker, on the bottom, there's a little $sign, but you have to be in the chat and you can contribute whatever you would like. I do appreciate it, but please don't feel pressured to do that. Again, just you guys liking, subscribing, commenting, and just interacting with me is absolutely enough. And I appreciate the support so much.
Like I always know when I'm traveling, my views go through the roof, right? So pay attention to that stuff as well. And that does not mean you have to travel to get more views. I'm just saying I notice when I get more views and when I don't. And Brian, could you share that one?
Exactly, Jessica. Exactly. I heard this training in 2015. Also, if you have not screenshot this boss story, oh God, killing it tonight. This is crazy. This is them just repackaging it or rebranding, if you will, and putting it out as something new. Listen, I created this about a year ago. No, this has been the same thing since 2015, 16, 17, somewhere around there. John, Brian, stop. Just stop.
Tip. I thought that was so cool what you do with your stories. You were probably about to anyway, but it's really
good. Letting it expire.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We can share that real quick. So quick stories.
Oh my God. We got invited to the cookout. I love that. We played you and JJ's last live together about JLW at our grill out last weekend. Our guests asked questions about her and we talked about her problematic behavior. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I hope that you had some good food. I hope that you had some beverages of your choice. You know, if they were alcoholic, one for JJ, one for me. That's pretty cool that you did that.
Some of you may know, some of you may not, but if you yes, everybody knows, right? Stories, everybody knows when you log on to Facebook, it's the top little, rectangular vertical things there. On Instagram, little circles up at the top, right? Little bubbles at the top.
Brandy, thank you so much. All in all caps. Aaron pressured me to do it. Also, Aaron needs licks. Lick the stream. Brandy, always coming in clutch with the comments. Thank you so much.
And when you post to your stories, they expire 24 hours later. Everybody knows this. If you don't, now you do, right? What we have found is that so many people out there are just, I got to post my stories. I got to post my stories. I got to post my stories. And every time they post a story, their views get cut in half. And then they post another story, it gets cut in half. Then it gets cut in half. So you've got 50.
I'm going to pause this because I'm reading your comments. I'm listening to what they're saying, but I'm mostly reading your comments. So I'm going to pause the video real quick. I literally called, Why Self-Help Sucks says, I literally called my bestie after the live with you and about JLW, and we had a good rant. Yeah. And I think that, if there's anything, not that you guys need me to tell you this or anything, your feelings are valid. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I think that what is really dangerous is the advice that she is giving to people through undue influence. And what I mean by that is she's talking about all of these different ways she's trying to treat it. None of which that I have found are backed by any kind of studies or data. And the unfortunate part is that there's going to be people that listen to her that are facing the same kind of thing. And my worry is that people are going to die because of it, and I think that that's scary. I think that that is irresponsible. And it's not a matter of, should she choose to do chemo or not? That's her decision. But the fact that she's putting out the information that she is she's essentially giving people advice on how to treat cancer. And that is irresponsible because what she is doing is she's pushing all of these not effective, not backed by studies, types of treatments. And so my worry is that some of those things that have not been studied or they have been studied and really haven't shown to improve, you know, getting rid of cancer cells, how is that going to interact with chemo if she does do chemo? And again, I'm going to say this because I've been getting some comments about it. She can choose to do whatever treatment she wants, but she has a platform in which she is sharing these treatments that are not backed by data, statistics, those types of things, and people are going to listen to her. I know not everybody wants to do chemo. I know not everybody, not everybody wants to do chemo, and that's okay. That is a personal decision. But when you have a public figure that is sharing the information and the misinformation that she is sharing, and it's scary to think that there are going to be people that listen to her and decide not to listen to their medical team. That's the part I want to make sure that I'm getting across. So I know I went on a little bit of a rant, but I wanted to say that again. Also, Nancy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Melody, thank you so much for this. Just a little something as a thank you for all of the off-screen work that you do that we don't see. It's a lot. I appreciate that. I can't imagine some of the mental toll making this content can take on you. Take care of yourself. Thank you. That's very kind of you, Melody. There is a lot of work that happens behind the scenes, and you guys see the video or the live reaction. What you don't see is what led up to it, the conversations or the research or those types of things to get to here. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. Karina said, y'all already know my husband knows all the tea, right? I get it.
15 different stories posted, right? And by the last one, you got like 5 views, and you're like, what the heck? This is like pointless, right? So what we found a few months back, John, is my personal strategy is once a week, now maybe even 2 or 3 times a week, John, just another extra little nugget there, is I let them expire. So if I posted a story right now, it's going to be there for 24 hours.
Can you guys hear Luna? She wants to come say hi. Come here. She has to say hi. Come here. Come here, mamas. No, come here. Hang on, I'll get her. Come here. Hi. Oh, big kitty stretches. She's just a baby. Hi, honeys. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Hi. What have you been doing? We have this cabinet in our room. It's like in between our bedroom and walking into our bathroom. She likes to go in there. I have like a yoga mat or something in there. And she likes to go in there and lay on the yoga mat. When she's done with being out in the open, she'll go in there and like takes a heavy nap. Yep. Aw. Yes, cat intermission. We've had several intermissions. It's fine. Oh, you got a little, okay. Do your thing, mama. What are you doing? What's going on, huh? Did you have a good day? Do you want to say hi to my friends? I actually get her face in it, which is nice. Hi. What are you doing? You just needed some attention? That's cool. Hi. Boop. I have to boop her nose for you guys. Does that feel good? Oh my goodness. All right, let's play the video. Let's see if she stays. Yeah, toe beans for everybody. She also likes to make air biscuits. Like when she likes something, she'll do air biscuits. Huh. Okay. You good? All right, let's play the video. See how long she stays.
And then after that 24 hours, now it looks as if I don't have any stories posted at all. It's allowing your stories to reset. Okay. And then what I love to do is to take just an amazing picture. So for example, we were just in beautiful Bora Bora, right? My wife and I took amazing pictures all over the place, right? Okay. Sure. So I've got a library full of really cool pictures, 0 filters, by the way, John, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. No filters needed for those pictures. Okay.
It doesn't even look real with the regular
picture. It doesn't. It looks
videos,
fake. It looks like someone came with an airbrush, and did something crazy. But here's what we do. So we let our stories expire. And then we go into it the next day, for example, no stories are posted. We have an actual plan. Part of that plan is to start with a really captivating picture.
Love it.
Right? If you've been tuning in my stories over the last week, you've seen a few pictures of my wife and I in Bora Bora. Why? Because when my friends or followers log on to Facebook.
Why are they mentioning Bora Bora so much? It seems like a weird flex. Don't you think? I wonder if I can get her purr. Can you guys hear her purring or no? I'm going to try and scoot closer. Can you hear her? Oh, it has a big sigh. Can't hear her. Okay, hang on. I'm going to move the mic. Hang on. Remind me to not move the mic again. It didn't like that very much. It came unplugged. Anyways, I tried. I hope that you guys heard some kitty purrs. And if not, I'm sorry. I tried. Let's get back to the video. Thank you, Amy, for this. I appreciate you. I hear her. I have earplugs. Oh, good. I'm so glad some of you could hear it. All right, let's go.
Facebook, my story is right there at the top. There's this.
Why can we not hear this now?
Just
hang on. Can you guys hear me okay? Couldn't hear a thing. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Where are we at? 2710. I'm going to bring this up again. Why can we? Oh, wait.
Picture of us in Bora Bora. What
Technology.
are most people
Sorry, guys.
doing, John? They're clicking on the dang thing.
Yep.
My stories views tripled. Danny tested this as well. John, her stories views 6x while we were in Bora Bora. I can't wait to share her example. Now, for those of you, without getting too complicated, start thinking of how you can now be intentional, create some curiosity, whatever, in the following couple of stories. I'll leave that to you guys to think about, but just think about that first. Now you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the amount of eyeballs on your stories. Get creative after that.
Yeah. I've been posting some things that have been controversial. I've been posting things that are hilarious, and it does have a big impact on views, and not just views. I get responses.
Yes.
That's what you want. You want people responding to your stories. This is why we do polls. This is why we ask questions. This is why we post things that are funny or controversial, because you get people fired.
Controversial, you say, John? Huh? Almost like how I've talked about shock marketing, where people say offensive things, trying to get people to respond. Can you imagine thinking that talking about something controversial is a way for you to bait and switch your audience? Like, how are you going to transition from, hey, this is offensive, what you're saying, to, hey, join my team. I'll teach you how to do the same thing. It's so weird.
Fired up, or you get them laughing, or you get them like, I want responses. I don't want views. Views don't make me money. Responses are amazing. And it's a great way to, again, nurture those relationships.
Amen. Hey, Danny's quick.
They're not relationships. It's a friend. It's a social media friend, a social media follower that you have either accepted the friend request or they messaged you and you are messaging them with a hidden agenda. That is not a real friendship. That is what we call transactional relationships. You are building relationships, his terms, trying to recruit them or sell them your product, whether it's your coaching, if they're in an MLM, or you want to recruit them allegedly using a bridge contract, or you want to sell them your overpriced product. Also, Modair, your OVA product for people's menstrual cycles, How's that going? Because I'm hearing some things. I'm hearing some extremely dangerous things.
Testimonials. She averaged, John, like 2 to 6 people clicking a poll before this.
Wow.
The ones we tested in Bora Bora, 45 plus responses on a poll leveraging this strategy. So for those of you marketers out there promoting products, business, whatever, think about that for just a moment, right? Would you rather have 2 conversations started with prospects and leads or 45 plus? Like, just put that in perspective. So lives and stories. Last part of the GNC is the C. It stands for conversion, right? The money is in Messenger. John, I think I got that from you many, many years ago. You know, the conversion, I'll just share this, John, and then share maybe your thoughts on it, is when it comes to the conversion, okay, I always say this, write this in your guys' notes.
Oh my God, you guys, write this down. This is going to be the biggest part of this live, according to Brian. That's how he's setting this up. Oh, you guys ready? All right, here we go.
To your strength. John and I, for example, we love Messenger. We just crush the DMs. So Messenger is our happy place. We feel that if you put us in Messenger, right, John, with like 10 people, we're probably closing 7, 8, maybe 9 of them, right? Like that's just our wheelhouse.
Right. That's our wheelhouse closing. Brian, stop. Also, I love how John didn't say anything. Is that because he knows that what Brian is saying is not accurate? Who knows?
Some of you watching this, some of you prefer the phone. That's fine. Some of you prefer a quick FaceTime. That's fine. Some of you prefer to set an appointment, get on a Zoom with someone. That's fine. If they're local to you, some of you prefer go meet them for coffee. That's fine. But you have
to. Angela, are you going to test us later? Yes. Yes, I am. There will be a test for 80% of your grade at the end of this live video.
To choose your point, your point of strength, right? So I always say you're creating visibility, awareness, growing your friends and followers with a growth strategy. You're then nurturing those folks, generating prospects and leads. Then you're going to convert them with your strength. John, thoughts?
You nailed it. I mean, sales is conversations. You are a professional conversation starter, and whoever has the most conversations wins. That's it. If you're not connecting with followers, friend requests, old friends, new friends, old followers,
Family?
People watching your stories, commenting, liking, people are like, should I message someone that likes my stuff? Like, you should message people that don't like your stuff. You should. Why would I be friends with someone, connected to someone? Why would I? What am I? I'm not allowed to talk to them? That makes no sense. What is the point of getting new followers, new friends, if I'm not going to talk to the ones I'm already connected with?
Why would I be friends with somebody? Oh, I don't know, because you actually want to get to know the person without a hidden agenda? John, this is embarrassing. Test answers will all be B, Bora Bora. This is crazy. But I feel like this shows, in my opinion, that the only reason that they are on Facebook, the only reason they're sharing the stuff that they are and joining the groups and, you know, accepting the friend requests or sending friend requests and the messages and all of that stuff is because they want you in their MLM. That's the only reason. Those are not real relationships. So how can you nurture transactional relationships? It doesn't work that way. So guys, if you get a friend request and you look at their profile and you see that they're in an MLM or some kind of a weird quiz in their link tree or whatever, deny, run the other way. Especially if it came from a group, because they've been doing this since 2016-ish. Yikes. Can you imagine what would happen if they weren't able to use Facebook groups, whether it's for like their team trainings? I know John runs all of his trainings and stuff through his groups, the ATM group and all of that stuff. What was it called? Social retail, something or other. Anyways, Can you imagine if they weren't able to run this strategy for their business, for their team through Facebook groups? Wouldn't that be interesting? What would they do?
So if they're liking, commenting, absolutely. If they're watching your stories, absolutely. And by the way, that doesn't mean you're like, hey, Sarah, I saw you watching my story.
You know, I find that's very interesting to me. Why is John Melton teaching this? He has 25,000 followers on Instagram and gets 50 to 200 likes a video. I would love to see his interaction. Yeah, that would be very interesting. It's just like how I was talking about on the live stream from Saturday when Courtney Shortney was offering advice on social media. We see how much interaction you get on social media. We see how many people are following you on Instagram. Those are not people that should be, in my opinion, giving any kind of advice. Now, am I giving advice on social media? No. My priority is getting information out. But think about that for a second, right, Carly? I know you get it because you commented this. Interesting.
Are you trying to make some money or what? That's not, no, it just means you're going to connect. You're going to reach out. Maybe they're loving on your posts. Maybe they're watching your stories and you make a comment about that. Hey, I appreciate the support. How are you? How's the family? What are you focused on these days?
Ew.
You know, sometimes they'll bring up your business. Sometimes,
hey, John, none of your business. How about that? None of your business.
Sometimes they'll bring up the product. Sometimes you have to be proactive in popping the question, but to put out content and then not connect with people, not to, have those conversations like you're.
Can we talk about this? Another tangent. Love is Blind. If y'all are watching Love is Blind after this, message me on Instagram because I want to talk about it. Okay. Also, Avery Joe says leave people alone. Yeah.
You're really missing the boat. And again, sales is conversations. Whoever has the most conversations wins. And you're not just talking about the weather, right? That might be a little warm up, a little back and forth. But at some point, you got to pop that question. If they're not asking you, you got to ask them, period. Whoever's having conversations every day, like you said, Brian, you're nurturing those relationships, right, on the back end. And then you're converting some of those people into customers, into business conversations.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, a Love is Blind channel in the Discord. Yes, I will do that immediately after this. Can you imagine? I love this comment from Jennifer. Who asked that? What are you focused on these days? So you get a new friend, either you friend request them on Facebook or they friend request you. You start, having a conversation. You say, what are you focused on these days? First of all, friends don't talk to one another like that. Can you imagine if I messaged you guys that? And I was like, hey, thanks for following me. By the way, or thanks for subscribing. What are you focused on these days? I can't even say that seriously. John, does that work for you? Or do the bridge contracts allegedly work for you?
You're ATMing your face off. You're putting them in group chats with your upline. Maybe you're hopping on a call. Maybe you're hopping on a Zoom. But you got to be proactive and stand out. You can't just look. What was working 2 years ago? Posting your sales videos, right? You get 5,000 comments, 5,000 leads, people raising their hand, want more information. It just doesn't work anymore. And I knew when
what was working 2 years ago is no longer working, but says the guy that's using the same strategy from 2016 that all of us are now aware of. 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. Yikes.
Was happening and I kept saying it as much as I loved it and our team capitalized on it big time. I was like, this won't last. It never does. It's really having those one-on-one conversations. That's where the money is made.
And everybody said
one-on-one conversation. If he says and everyone said and then they say amen, I'm going to lose it. I hope that's not what's happening. Oh God. I was just on Messenger with a friend I hadn't talked to in a while. It's a how you been and talking yarn and cats, not a thought spared to work. Exactly. Friends don't talk like that. Ugh. These two grifters are the reason I stay off social media sites such as Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, wherever. I get it. The year was 2000, way too long ago. Embarrassing. Yeah. Exactly. I think that that's the reason that they talk about, having these conversations in Messenger, because they can't be influenced. And this is where, in my opinion, high pressure tactics are used, even though they try to present it like, oh, hey, it's no big deal. You want to check this out? Whatever. They're having that in Messenger so that they can control the conversation. And that's why earlier John was like, well, if they're not asking questions, you've got to ask the question. At some point, you have to ask them about the business. He wasn't talking about the products. He was talking about the business. Oh, Lord. Let's see what Brian says. If people are like, amen, I'm going to.
Amen.
Oh, God.
Love it, dude. I think we smashed it today. I just saw I can see the comments on my screen too. Like I don't know what just happened, but as soon as you started talking right there, like everybody started tagging tons of people left and right. There are like 10 different people who just started tagging all these people. I love it. That's the biggest compliment, I think, John, for what we shared today.
Yeah. Now
the biggest compliment is, hey, you're bringing such value. I'm going to bring my followers to you. That's so predatory. Oh, God.
They got to hear it. They got to hear it. And look, in this day and age, and I know people are like, oh, the economy's slow and this and that. The money doesn't evaporate. The money doesn't leave the earth. It's still here. People are still joining every day. In fact, I'm going to tell you this, because I was in network marketing when the economy crashed in 2008, 2009.
Oh my God, John, you are so out of touch. You are so out of touch. Oh,
I recruited some of my best people in 2008 and 2009. People that were closed-minded were all of a sudden open-minded. Some of the most ambitious, motivated, exceptional people I knew became very open-minded. Business owners, influencers, people that are used to a certain lifestyle, a certain amount of income. All of a sudden, look at all the real estate professionals right now that are going to be hurting. Those are
I don't know why I paused that. John, are those same people still with you, or was that in a previous company? Just wondering.
some of the best people for network marketing. They probably wouldn't give you the time of day a year ago because they were making so much money. All of a sudden, they're open. Who do you think they're going to partner with? People they know, like, and trust. People they respect. People that are out there, that are showing up on social, right? You want to be a light during dark times. You want to be a positive force during dark times. And the fact is,
a positive force during dark times. Something that 99.7% of people lose money or don't make any, according to the FTC. You think that's the answer for people that need to make extra income? That's disgusting. It's giving when Prove It launched the Keto Dollar Club in 2020 during the pandemic. And they were like, listen, we got to recruit all these people. They're looking to make extra income. Well, so you're going to get them in for $1 and then they still have to buy product, and you are baiting and switching them into this company. And then they realize they have to do all this extra stuff on social media. They realize they have to, one of the things that they talk about in Prove It is to message your friends and family. And what is his name? Hold on. Nick Martinez gives this example. And he's like, you have 3 life jackets. You're on a boat. You only have, the boat's going down and you only have 3. Who are the first 3 people that you think of that you would give this life jacket to? That's the example that Nick Martinez gives to people when they join Prove It. And those are the 3 people that you contact and say, hey, I found something. I really think you need to take a look at it. You know what I think people need to look at that are in Prove It? the amount of alleged lead in ketones. Don't worry. I'm going to get them tested. You heard it here first, so that we can know exactly what's in it. Yeah. Anyways, I think that this whole conversation about, we are in really trying times financially, which we are. And then these people in MLM trying to use it as a way to recruit people to make extra money when we know that statistics and data do not back that up is absolutely disgusting, especially people like this.
You might say, hey, economy
Thanks for the applause, Brian. I appreciate that.
this, economy that, or it's harder to get attention on social media. Good, because that means it's also harder for the competition. So just realize that, like, this is your time.
Yeah. And you know who the competition is, John? Your downline. So I'm glad you said that out loud.
Time to step up. This is your time to shine. You want to curl into a little ball and go, oh, woe is me, the economy. Like, what are you going to do about it? Because you can't expect your business. You can't expect any business to just grow every month, every year, and for things to always be easy. It's easy to be positive. It's easy to be fired up when things are happening and your business is booming. The true testimonial is really when things are slow, right? You can't have testimonial if you're never tested. That's how you build your story. That's how you build there's a reason people are crying on stage when they hit a big rank, right? Because they had to go through some tough times. And I think ultimately right now is prime time for those of you that are really serious about your business to show up on social, and not just show up, but have the plan that Brian just laid out for you. Like, it really is
the plan, the simple plan that Brian laid out for everybody, right? Oh, you got to be kidding me. This is so foul.
a great way to grow your audience, connect with amazing people. And I think ultimately you have a training where you dive deeper on all this, Brian, that's coming up that people can also attend as well, right?
Yeah, love it, dude. I'm just sitting here, just like you're dropping so many nuggets right now, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, I remember a mentor used to say that to me. Oh, I remember that. Like, that's all good stuff. All good.
Yeah, because everybody says the same thing, just like you did, Brian, on this training, where you just called it something else. You wrapped it up with a different colored bow and said, hey, I created this a year ago. It's all the same thing. Get in groups, make some new friends. Put a curiosity post up, put it in your stories, do a reel. Come on, leave people alone.
Stuff. Yeah. John, I'm actually doing a free masterclass. It's called Recruit with Content next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
You know who else is doing a new masterclass? I don't know if you guys know this, but Katie Rollins in Prove It now all of a sudden is doing a masterclass. Now, why is that important? Well, she's one of the top people in Prove It. Also, I find it really interesting that a lot of these top people in Prove It are starting to do these different things. Could it be because they are not making as much money and maybe the company is hurting financially? Maybe that's why they got rid of the keto food. Maybe that's why they're changing their Smart Ship program for customers and promoters and going to a point system. Don't worry, I have the live. I will be reacting to it. It is eye-opening what they are doing. But it's interesting watching some of these top leaders do these master classes where they're teaching people how to create content or, social media stuff. It's just interesting. And it makes me feel like, well, what's going on? Are you not making enough money in your multi-level marketing company? And now you have to, branch out. Isn't that interesting? Anyways, I think I'm done with this because he's just going to self-promote his thing. Also, I changed the camera. I feel like this is a little bit clearer. What do y'all think? I don't know. I like I like this angle, and I don't know. It just looks a little different. What do y'all think? Anyways, chicken nuggets. That sounds really good right now. Is the masterclass going to be in Bora Bora? For these two, I'm sure they would love that. But, oh, God, if I don't have to hear Bora Bora for the next couple hours, that would be amazing. Yeah, it's clearer, right? It's different. So I'm gonna make sure that I change this up a little bit. And yeah, also Avery Joe, I didn't forget to message you. I'm gonna do that right after this. Thank you guys so much for watching, for interacting. Thank you for all the super chats, the super stickers. Thank you for liking, subscribing, all of it. I appreciate you guys so much. And There'll be another video coming out on Wednesday, and then Friday, and maybe a live stream on Saturday. We'll see. But typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday is like the bonus, just so you guys know what to expect. So thank you for being here. Double check to make sure that you're subscribed. Even if you're like, no, I'm subscribed, just double check. The link to the artist that created this for me is in my video descriptions, so you can check her Instagram out. She is amazing, and I really, really love having this in my background. And also, thank you for this, for testing the ketones for lead. It's so dangerous. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ray. I appreciate that. That means a lot. There will be, I think, at some point, I've talked to some other creators about doing some sort of a fundraiser to pay to have the ketones tested. So just know that that's coming. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that is happening. I recently spoke with Jane at the Dream podcast, and she's going to connect me with some private labs. And so there's some things in work. It's been a busy time, but a good time. Please take care of yourselves, you guys. I see some stuff going on in the chat. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your mental health. And yeah, anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.